a fairy. We're kind of famous for, fairy tales and stuff, which is what I'm going to tell right now. So sit down and listen. Today's story is called The Teeny Tiny Tale of Thumbelina. Once upon a time, there was a very poor woman who longed and wished for a daughter. One day, as she was planting her favorite tulips, something weird happened. A little tiny girl came out of it. She was no smaller than her thumb. The woman couldn't believe her eyes. So she called the tiny girl Thumbelina. Every day, Thumbelina would do a little routine she created herself. Help out with the chores, attempt to climb up the stairs, pick flowers, play around a bit, and then go to sleep. Yep, she had a pretty good system going. Yep, Thumbelina's life was pretty much perfect. Until one day, a frog had his eyes on her. Ooh, what a pretty girl. She'll be the perfect bride for my brother. So that night, he kidnapped her and brought her to his pond. Oh God! I was abducted by aliens in my sleep! Ah! Good morning, bride-to-be! So, you got a name?
Thumbelina?
Well, Thumbelina, you're in luck. You're gonna marry my brother here. See? We've prepared you a wedding dress.
But I don't want to marry a frog.
Honey, I said you were marrying my brother, and you are marrying my brother. Poor Thumbelina. She was forced to marry an ugly frog. So at the corner of dusk, she left, never looking back. Thumbelina was able to survive the spring and the summer, but when winter came around, she was freezing. Now I know how the grasshopper felt. You need some help? We're asking you if you want some help. And so the ants brought Thumbelina inside of their anthill. And then the next day, they brought her to a field mouse to keep her company.
Thanks for letting me crash here for the winter.
You're welcome. But we'll have a visitor soon, so you better be prepared. The visitor was a mole. A very rich one at that. But he had terrible bad eyesight at the light. Welcome to my house, Mr. Mole. This is my friend, Thumbelina. Who? Hold on a second. Let me get my glasses. I can't see a thing. Oh, so this is the infamous Thumbelina I've heard so much about. And so the mouse and Thumbelina got to know the mole even more. And the next day, the mole took Thumbelina to his glamorous underground mansion. And over here is my trophy room, and next to it is my bedroom.
Ooh, who's that?
Oh, her? That's just a bat who got in my tunnels for some reason. No matter now. Now come on. But poor little Thumbelina took pity on the poor bat.
Poor little creature. Why does nature always have to be so cruel? She's still alive! There's still a chance to save her life!
All through the winter, Thumbelina nursed the poor bat to health. And when spring came, the field mouse had a surprising news for her.
The mole wants to marry me!
Yep, turns out you caught his fancy. Now you'll be Mrs. Mole. There is no way I am living in a hole with a narcissistic rodent. Well, I'm sorry, honey. Once the mole finds something he likes, he doesn't let go. The next day was Thumbelina's wedding. Thumbelina took one last look at the sun before she went underground for good.
Hey, you okay?
Do I look okay? I'm a woman in a wedding dress.
Well, dang, I was just asking, girl. But hey, if it helps, I can get you away from here.
Oh, please, more than anything. And so Thumbelina hopped on the bat and flew away. Though she got a little sick on the way. Oh God, okay. I'm gonna be sick. Hello. Let me guess, you want to marry me too? Whoa. Who asks someone to marry them the first time they meet them? I don't do that on the first date.
Oh, well, at least you're decent. And you're pretty cute.
And so Thumbelina and the prince became really great friends. And then a few years down the line, they fell in love. And they both lived happily ever after. The end.